I'll be reacting to Orbital Children episode 6. I'll be watching it off of Netflix's website, and I'll be starting my reaction in 1, 0, and go. Alright. I'm casually optimistic because the series went through like a bit of turbulence in episode 4. But it looks like it's picked itself up at the very least near the end of episode number 5. The final episode of story begins. I hope it means that in an optimistic sense, though. Huh. Okay, at the very least, there's still a means for Konoha being saved. Alright, at least she's not gonna die, because I was thinking for a second she was gonna be freaking dead. Aww. That's a damn good point. Kind of sad, too, because I want to see him live. Oh, fucking badasses. Aww. And I kind of like how you can tell how much Mina is truly bonded with the others in Konoha because you can see how badly she wants Friend to live. That's really heartwarming there. I'm gonna assume that he's in the same plane of existence or realm as Konoha right now because he looks similarly new, just like Konoha did. At least it's my guess. I'm assuming that core is probably going to be 7 or second son, one of the two sevens. I thought for a second that joint would have been hacked or something. Because that'd be some cool shit. If that were the case. No, it looks like I was in the money. And it makes sense too because both of them do have implants in their minds. Definitely it's not happening because I'm thinking these are just hallucinations put in their minds by 7. I wouldn't say hallucinations, but probably just bits of information. I'm going to guess that's 7. Oh, okay. I guess I'm not wrong then. I was kind of wrong because I didn't think 7 and 12 were going to fuse. Kind of feels like a little Deus Ex Machina that 12 was able to do this, though, because I don't think they foreshadowed anything at all that 12 was able to do this. But hey, you know what? At least they're trying to give an explanation on that. Kind of feels a little bit too convenient, though. No, it actually is a plot convenience because it's like literally 12 was being crushed a while back in one of the earlier episodes, and then he conveniently is able to now communicate with 7. Able to help out our protagonist at the time of need. That's like the textbook definition of a Deus Ex Machina, like straight up. And saying that kind of feels like the writers are saying, yeah, there's important shit in the series, but you're not gonna know because you're not supposed to. It kind of feels like the writers are kind of saying in this episode, there's questions, but fuck you, you're not gonna get answers to some of the questions you got. They're the same and different simultaneously. That's a trick question. Because humanity is people in general, while humans are people's individual thoughts. That's why they're both the same and different simultaneously. Okay, now it's reminding me of Neon Genesis Evangelion when you've got the whole instrumentality argument where it's like, should you just fuse every subconscious together so that everyone can understand each other? Or do you still try to pursue a path where everyone should have their own individuality? It's a pretty nihilistic perspective, though. The thing is, it depends on how you die, though. If you're able to live a long life, I'll give the episode credit. It is definitely ambitious in the dialogue. Oh man, I love how he's now become the audience character, Toya. Okay, well, would it really be a good thing for a boy to have that much power? I mean, I guess if it's anyone, it might as well be him. Good, at least he's trying to negotiate something. Yo, that's fucked up. Yo. Oh shit. Well, he might as well try to find a way of making it interested in that case. Maybe he threatens his own life. That could work. Because without him, there wouldn't be anyone to communicate the message. Huh. And actually being nice, trying to like see a human and an AI character actually figure out a solution together. Not every day you get that in an anime. You know, say nothing venture, nothing gain, though. Okay, I kind of like where this is going. Well, I like how ballsy he's become here. I like how I went from like third dimension 3D to like, fuck it, we'll just skip 8 dimensions. I wonder if they actually chose a random ass number. We're like, oh no, we can't use 4 dimensions. That's not going deeper enough. Fifth dimension, now fuck that shit. Let's just go straight to 11. Oh. As for the message here, I'm gonna assume that the message is people have to find ways of advancing in life. If not, then they're always gonna be stuck in a rut. When it mentions the whole crater thing, that's when well, that definitely has to be the message. Again, a pretty positive message in the series. It feels like you can have Mina going to some webs without mentioning the internet. But you know what? That type of cheesiness is actually what makes her a nice comedy relief character in the series. Not the most amazingly written comedy relief character I've seen, but she works for the series that she's in. Hmm. Damn. I like this where he asserts it straight up as to what his main goal always has been saving Toy. I think that's sweet. Adds a little bit more emotion. What was it? Pizzazz? The word that's in NASA? Oh, if it's. Oh, yeah, that word that NASA said earlier. Gotta admit, though, the imagery in the episode is pretty damn freaking striking, though. It's pretty damn smart there. Well, hold down. Wait. Oh, I thought for a second our girl might have woken up. That'd have been freaking cool. All right, that's positive. Oh, fuck. The thing is, he'd be losing someone that's been with him since he's been a kid, though. Yeah, that'd be some crazy ass shit if she fully died. I like that reference to like CNN there with it being called DNN. I kind of like I at least seen Mina's live stream having an effect with people going towards the cause of Mina and the others being saved. It's actually nice to see there. Well, not all of them, though. I mean, Konoha's the only one that's in danger right now. What I love about this, it shows Mina's maturity because she's not saying anything during this segment in her live stream. I like this because it shows you she knows when to keep her silence. They're gonna have to hope that the Bungie can maintain it. I like how it says Japan-made design, so it should be of exceptional quality in the subtitles. All right, I gotta be. That gotta laugh at it. I don't know. Everyone's facial expression here is pretty nice. Oh. The thing is, though, she's never been a burden to anyone, though. If anything, she's been what's been driving Toya, at the very least, since the start of the series. And I mean, like, even the detail when he's sweating looks damn good, too. It adds a lot more intensity to the whole scene. Huh. I can only hope that's the only bit of the poem that's wrong. Our boy. And I like this too because instead of him just accepting the status quo or the circumstances, Toya wants to continue breaking them. Which probably gives some wiggle room potentially for someone to be wrong. At least that's what I'm hoping for. FIT stands for. I'm gonna assume it's the path towards Kona being saved. All right, looks like she's not giving up too. Hell yeah. And he's got a point. Because they could always change themselves, which in turn does change the future, depending on how they interact and do things in life. Kind of like the message of the series where the future isn't predetermined. You determine it by your own free will, your actions. Yeah, it's a message you get in a lot of other series, but here they present it decently well, for the most part. Okay, what can Donkey not do at this point? It feels like Donkey can do freaking everything. Yes! I'm gonna assume that Donkey found out what melts in the implants. I gotta admit, the animation of the Anshin burning down, it looks damn gorgeous. Because I've seen some shuttle animation in Irina, the Vampire Cosmonaut, and the animation for the shuttles and spaceships look pretty bad. You know, this is an example of how beautiful it can look. And I liked that series. Don't get it twisted. I like that series. But damn, it looks hella freaking pretty here. You gotta admit, Donkey, if this is how he goes down like a freaking badass. And this is only the only way he could have gone down because the UN too were not gonna let him live, unfortunately. Now Vol Limiter is gone. Aww. Well, yeah, I mean, they wouldn't have been able to survive without him. And that's a good message because it's optimistic, because even in death, you'll still be alive to an extent in people's memories. Hmm. Thankfully. It makes sense that Mina's rich now. All things considering all the followers she's got. Okay, at the very least, there's a little bit of a change of status quo. Considering that they were saved by without limitation. All right, it's nice to get to see our boy adapted to the gravity now. At least they're closing things off pretty decently now. That's not surprising, actually. Damn! Oh, shit. I like her smugness there. Oh, that's sweet. Right, at least she's making a difference. Okay, well, what a freaking boss. I like how now she set up a adapted to a stance of, at the very least, people being sent off to space at the very least. I'm going to assume that the fragments are completely gone at this rate. Hell yeah. Aww. And it's reasonable, but I could see why I'd want to enjoy Earth a little bit longer. That's pretty damn cool, actually. Hey, that's nice. At the very least, when it comes to how he's at least graduated to a full-on UN worker at the very least. And I kind of like the message here too, where it's like, because there's an argument that the world's going to repopulate, and I like how this presents the argument of if you can move people to space, then you can get rid of that potential issue. So the series does have some interesting messaging, to say the least. All right. I like how it's ending on a positive note. Hope they show me. Oh. All right, at least they're showing off Konoha. I wonder if they're going to show Mina's bro, though. I mean, probably. Huh? Quite the perspective there. Damn. Okay, he's fucking balling if he launched a business. Holy shit. I like this. Having the message of sometimes you have to leave the nest or the cradle in order to grow and advance as an individual or society. Another good message from the series. I gotta admit, this last episode is doing a good job of redeeming the series. Because episode 4 and the first half of episode 5 were like, eh. But this is the very least going to allow the series to end off on a good note, though. Maybe miscalculation. Oh, yeah. What fucking absolute Jads. Considering the odds of that would have been pretty low, but they still managed to survive somehow, or at least in fragments. Okay, I thought for a second there was going to be some kind of major major disaster or something. Okay, at least now we know where they're getting the money from. Damn, how much fucking money? Finally, they're showing off Hiroshi. I wonder when we're going to show them off. I kind of find it hard to believe that he's the youngest Nobel Prize winner. I can understand maybe Toya and Taiyo making a lot of money minute, but I'm like, Hiroshi? What did you do to win that honor? That's what I'm wondering. It's fine not seeing at least 4 out of the 5 together at once. God, I mean, that looks gorgeous. Holy shit. Like, honestly, there's a lot of movie, like, quality bits in the whole and throughout the series, but damn, that's like some of the best rendering I've seen of nighttime sky with stars I've seen for an anime. Hmm. Oh, that's sweet. That does. I'm gonna assume it's referring to Donkey because I didn't mention the fragment bits. All right, decent ending. I gotta say, this last episode it restored my faith in the series. So if I had to rate this one on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being abysmal, 5 being average, and 10 being exceptional, I'm gonna give this one the last episode a 7.5 out of 10 because yeah, first up was really drab because it's like felt like it had a little bit too much teasing and being like, oh yeah, there's all this information you want to know. Well, no, fuck you, you're not gonna have it. But in saying that, the episode made up for it for other bits though because there was a lot of nice moments. Like for example, the messaging when it comes to humanity might need to find a way of moving out of Earth in order to make sure a large bit of the population survives because there might not be enough resources. So I love the optimistic message there. It's better to take that approach than any violent approach of reducing the population, which I don't agree with at all. Best to try to find other avenues of exploration if the population expands. And I even love the message of don't let things be limited. Try to break the limits because that's how you can progress as society or as an individual. I like that message here too in the series. It's nice. And that your future is never really predetermined. You're the one that makes the future. So I love all the messaging in the series, and I love how it closes things off. With Mina's fame, it makes sense that she was going to be rich. But it's nice to hear that she's using her money for good things, donating it to good causes, funding the research of Tayo and Toya at the very least, and things of that nature. Felt a little bit random that her brother has a Nobel Peace Prize. I'm like, okay, I mean that's random. But everything else regarding Tayo, and Nina made sense. The series probably could have done a better job of giving us more information about what Konoha's doing her day-to-day life. But at least out of our five, three of them had decent development the last episode in regards to what they were doing after the events of this. So that was nice. It was nice to get to see 4 of the 5 come together at the very least at the last bit of the episode. And it was nice to hear Doc is alive. So narratively, and from a character standpoint, the episode did well for itself. Not exceptional, but well for itself. Visually, A+, no complaints. Like the sky looked gorgeous, great voice acting for an English dub. I mean, my goodness, I was impressed. And the music for the series was actually pretty good. Now, if I had to rate the series overall on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the best, 5 being out of 10 being exceptional, I'm straight up giving it a 7 out of 10. It was above average. Could have been an 8 or even 9 out of 10 if it would have kept the amazing running of episodes 1, 2, and 3. But I felt like this series kind of shot itself in the kneecaps with episode 4 with unlogical things happening. Then episode 5, like with Tayo saying multiple times during the series, I don't want to mess with the limiters. Even though it's like people could die. Motherfucker, just fucking release the limiters. He eventually did it, but it felt like it caused unnecessary drama, though, because they were in a spot where they had no choice but to unleash the limiters, and Tayo was still hesitating. So that's what annoyed me in episode 4. They kind of made Tayo act out of character because we saw he was slowly breaking down his stance on the whole limiter thing when he saw Toya save the life of Konoha. So to him have that similar stance later on was kind of annoying. Yeah, eventually you saw full-on character development for Tayo when he was all gung-ho about all the limiters being destroyed. But that was like at the very end of the series. So the character progression in the series is kind of wonky sometimes. And something that limits me from giving it a higher score was kind of like Nasa's illogical actions. Like, a woman, really now? You had multiple times of taking the upper hand. She really could have made it so that the 2 kids, Mina and her brother, could have died. And she could have allowed her odds of succeeding in her mission. She could have allowed them to go exponentially higher if she didn't have the injuries. But not. They just had to make Nasa illogical sometimes. And even the main characters themselves, because with the bit where she was smashed by the 3D printer, then it was the time for the protagonist to do some stupid shit, because I'm like, should have used that machine to crush her head to avoid her potentially doing something crazy. And then later on in that same episode, which is episode 4 really lowered my rating for the series. But in that same episode 4, which was the worst episode of the series, you also have that bit where it's it was episode 5, my bad. In episode 5, you had that bit where the characters were like, oh yeah, let's just be all sad about Nasa dying, even though she tried to like cause devastation to humanity. Then you see him cry a little bit about it. Then afterwards, like literally a few seconds later, they're okay, fine. Without even a single mention of Nasa afterwards. That's why I was like, when Nasa was going to offer herself, it would have been better for the kids not to react, because literally they try to kill them, Try to fucking kill them. Just have like the kids be alarmed but not feel saddened about her death. It's just fucking bullshit. So pretty much everything revolving Nasa in episodes 4 and 5 lowered the series to me significantly. But it wasn't enough to break the series for me, because overall the series was still pretty dang fun, regardless of that fact. And episodes 1 to 3 were pretty damn fucking rock solid. Episode 6 was fine, though. So, yeah, those are my reasons as to why I can't give it like an 8 out of 10 rating or 9 out of 10. It could have been that if, again, it could have kept the consistency with episodes 1, 2, and 3. And then some annoyances, too, even in later episodes. Like, for example, the old man, he felt like a fucking plot device. Oh, his mascot costume immediately had the ability to have extra muscular features. And he was only there to help advance the plot. But after the bit where he saved the children, he never really had any lines of dialogue at all. Yeah, pretty much after his saving in episode 3, didn't really have any lines of dialogue. So essentially, it turned the chief into a plot device. Shows the lack of attention to detail from the writing staff. I'm like, y'all should have given this old man more dialogue here, So that's my issue with the series, just the lack of attention to detail. And then them not really doing much with Konoha or Hiroshi in the epilogue. They did a good amount with Taya, Toya, and Mina, but what about the other two protagonists? So the finale felt slow in the first half, then it felt rushed in the second half simultaneously. That's what limits me from giving the series a super high rating, but it gets enough to be above average because episodes 1 to 3 were tense, seeing them survive through their intelligence, seeing Toya slowly gain leadership abilities and implement them were nice. Seeing Tayo eventually break down and break the limiters was also fun too, to its credit. And seeing Mina realize that Toya isn't a complete ass was also nice. And Mina was hilarious. I absolutely adored her. So that's why there are positives in the series overall, where I'm going to give the series an above average rating. And episode 6 was at least had a clean enough ending where it's like, okay, it feels conclusive enough so that if it never gets to season 2, then I'm fine with it because I ended things properly. It wrapped things tightly up. And the visual quality was amazing. That helped elevate it low. It's like the visual, literally. The script of this series would have been a 6 out of 10, which is still a slight bit above average because it was entertaining. But the animation was so great, it elevated it a full point for me. It's a 7 out of 10 status. And for an English dub, the voice acting was a damn good. Everyone did their hardest to give off a good voice performance. So that's why overall, my thoughts on the series are going to be overall positive, and that's why I'm going to still give it an above average grade. Because remember, in my scale, 1's abysmal, 5's average, and 10 is exceptional. I'm still going to give it a 7 out of 10. Still one of the better animes I've seen. And yeah, but when it comes to this studio, can't wait to see their future works because apparently this is one of the, let me see the studio for this real quick. I remember hearing that the studio, this is like one of their first few animes or even their first anime. It's Studio Production Plus H. Holy fuck, this is their first anime. This is the first anime that I'm amazed because most animation studios for the first anime make trash, and this studio is a fucking badass. Holy shit. Wow. If that's the case, I am going to definitely keep out a name for Production Plus H and future anime because they did a damn good job with the animation quality. And any of the issues with the scripts aren't their fault, so I'm not going to blame them for that. But overall, though, I enjoyed the series. I liked it. And yeah, these are pretty much my thoughts on the episode, y'all. Oh, I apparently looked up. They came from Production IG. So I guess that explains why they're pretty damn good. Okay, shit. A lot of good studios come from Production IG too, because Studio Wet also came from Production IG. Guess Production IG, well, it makes sense. Production IG always does cool as shit. But anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on the episode in the series. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how I feel about my reaction or the series itself in the comment section below. Hope y'all rate the bit, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later if you come back for more. But anyways, y'all, thanks so much for watching my video. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Bye-bye.